Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome to this week's training vlog. Today is January 17, 2022. It's a Monday. Raining dogs and cats again outside, so it's indoors. I tell you, today is one of those days when I just feel like I'm just laboring. I don't want to exercise, I don't want to train, but one, I'm diabetic, so cardio is a necessary evil. Two, we are still training for Mauna Loa. So that's not this weekend, that's not next weekend, but it's the one after. So it's getting close. So right now would not be time to rest. So as the date approaches, obviously we got a couple of things on my mind here. Last episode I shared with you how I feel about traveling whilst Omicron variant is running rampant. The healthcare system is overloaded. Really probably not the best thing to be traveling right now. So I still have not made my decision whether I'll be joining my friends or not. Secondly, now, hypothetically, I would make the trip. Then, like I said before, it's about 62 miles of relentless climb for 11,500 feet. So that's going to be a significant number of hours on the saddle, just putting out effort to climb. Now, I don't feel like my training over the last 6 weeks have improved my fitness any better. Of course, you could run an FTP test and see if I improved or not, but type of riding this is, FTP really, I don't think FTP really means anything. I just need to consistently output enough power at my own pace, not to overexert myself and just get to the top, regardless of how many hours that's gonna take. Now, Mauna Loa, like I said before, is longest paved climb in the world. And towards the top, I understand second half maybe is full of this scenic view that is like Mars or moonscape, like fossilized volcanic eruption that's along the road that creates a very surreal scene, and that's what I understand. If I could find any B-roll, I'll include it right now. So I definitely want to go, definitely want to try it. I don't get to take the time off to go challenge something like that often. So that, and then if I do make it out to the ride, what I was getting at is it's significant number of hours of constant effort, meaning the fueling strategy is monumental for anybody. Now, that said, myself of being a diabetic, here comes a problem. This type of endurance effort, you really need to rely on your carb intake. So, any endurance athletes or pros or whatever, which I have nothing to do with, you have like a calculation of how many grams of carb you need to bring on board every hour based on the type of effort you're doing. That does not work for a diabetic, because you can't take on that kind of carbs and not expect your glucose blood sugar level to spike. And of course, there's a little bit of an offset from you constantly putting effort in, so you will actually burn off those carbs as energy before they get absorbed into bloodstream. But there's a fine line there. So over the last years, I've sort of gotten familiar with how my body will process carbs. So that's going to come into play, but we are still unsure whether we are going to have some kind of a support. Most likely we will not, meaning all the nutrition and hydration stuff we're going to have on board, each and every one. And I don't even know if that's even possible. I've seen videos of some other guys that's carrying up like a gallon jugs of water. Now those guys are obviously way stronger than I, so I wouldn't put it past them, but no chance I can lug up 2 gallons of water on my bike, let alone climb this thing on whatever the lightest bike or whatever it may be. So that's going to be a something I need to figure out. Okay, so that's that. Last couple of weeks my training load has been pretty light, unfortunately. This past Saturday I went out with the friends, like you would have seen on my previous vlog episode, the week right before this week. So, but that was about it. I really didn't get to train, and then New Year's, holidays and everything was pretty rough. So I got to make the best out of the next couple of weeks. Problem is, you've probably seen the backgrounds on my videos. I live at 2 different locations, and the location where you would have seen all the guitars hanging in the background, the trainer, my Wahoo kicker for that location, broke. It's not that it broke, it's the Bluetooth sensor isn't working for some reason. So I have no way to train indoors with that. And the weather probably will not cooperate, nor my availability in time to train outside. So that's going to be a pretty big problem for next week and a half. I'll figure out how to make the best out of it. So I got some issues that I need to overcome. And then I still again need to make a decision, final decision, whether I'll make this trip or not. A lot of diabetic people that are contracting COVID, it is definitely impacting them more than normal folks. So that is a huge concern of mine. At the same time, you know, getting infected with the Omicron variant, which is not as lethal, apparently doesn't attack your respiratory system like the Delta or the OG. So maybe, you know, that's the type to get it over with and get some antigen. Although I did also hear some people are getting infected multiple times. So who knows what's going on with this BS. But anyhow, so a lot of things are on my mind right now. My business is super busy, beginning of a year, so I can't let up on that front either. So, you know, that's how it goes as a hobbyist rider. But there you go. All right, so that'll wrap for today's episode. And hello everyone, how are you? Today is January 19th, Wednesday. So on Monday, when I shot the training footage for that day, I mentioned how my mega ride in Mauna Loa, Hawaii, is not this weekend, not next weekend, but the weekend after. I'm a complete dork. That is not true. The Mauna Loa trip is actually next weekend. So not only I'm a horrible cyclist, I can't even keep track of dates. Anyhow, so I only have a few days left until the trip. Had to take care of all the Hawaii travel requirements, quarantine exemption stuff early this morning. Boy, what a pain in the loyal ass. Anyhow, so that's what's been going on. Today I'm on my new Pinarello prints. The red horse, I like to call it. So doing a little bit of climbing workout done to kind of, you know, not that climbing is new to me, but trying to get the body used to hours and hours of just sitting on the saddle, persistently putting out watts to climb this beast. So that's where it's at. I have a bit of a fashion faux pas today. Like I said earlier, I'm on my Pinarello, and yet I am rocking my Bianchi kit. So hey, it's free country, do what I want. One benefit of living out in the desert. By the way, I'm maybe about 20 miles west of Las Vegas Strip right now. I'm about 11 miles into my ride. So anyhow, it's just when they pave the road, because there's so abundance of road land available, it's wide, the shoulders mega broad, very nice to have a bike out. I mean, this tarmac condition right here, just look at that, awesome. Look how wide this road is, and look how little number of cars. By the way, it's mid-January, so those of you maybe watching this from East Coast or other countries where it's blistering cold, it's balmy 63 degrees out right now. I'm in my short sleeves, shorts. Pretty toasty out. All right, anyhow, I keep climbing. Good morning, everyone. Yours truly, DC here. Today is January 23rd. It's a Sunday. I am out here in beautiful Valley of Fire State Park here out in Nevada with my wife on a hike. So here's a way to identify a cyclist on a hiking trail. Got the Castelli beanie on with the Rafa jacket on. Thankfully I don't have my physique shoes, so I definitely rocking some fashion faux pas out here, but so goes the life of a cyclist. All right, so that's it for this week. Next week I embark on my trip to Hawaii. So I'll see you guys next week.